Hello, my name is Mathieu Mehuys, and today I want to talk to you about why I think that many regenerative, sustainable businesses, including like the Savory Institute, are struggling to grow. And so this is really for you if you want to learn how to grow your business that is doing something good for the planet, um, for people, but you're struggling to get clients and to know why you're struggling to get clients. So that's what I really want to talk to you about today. But before we do that, I just want to give you a quick introduction about myself. I'm an author of the book 12 Universal Laws of Nature, How to Use Your Land to Its Full Potential. I'm also a landscape architect. I have my own business. We do projects all over the world. And I also have a podcast called the Regenerative Design Podcast, where I've interviewed leading authorities in people that are doing well in business and are doing well for the planet. And we had an amazing guest on, Bill Reed. Highly recommend listening to our latest episode. But so let's dive right in. I want to look at like why most businesses are struggling to get people to get them to be invested in what they do and the problems they solve. So I gave this like on you either came across through me through LinkedIn on this post, or you're just coming across some of my content. But what I really wanted you to understand is like I looked at a lot of these companies, for example, the Savory Institute, huge global company. Um, they help farmers to be more regenerative, which is a great cause, and it definitely is important. But the problem that I see is that many people have like great ideas and want to contribute to regeneration or sustainability, um, and they really have a good solution, just like the Savory Institute here. They're doing amazing work, um, but they're not selling enough, or they're not working with enough clients. Like many people are saying it in the regenerative farming space, like the transition is going too slow. And I think the reason why is because they're actually selling like in this case, they're selling kind of the lifestyle, all this, and it's beautiful. This website is amazing. Um, but I think that they're selling kind of the process of how to do regeneration rather than the outcome for farmers. So they're clearly targeting farmers. But if I'm a farmer, which if, in fact my brother and my father are farmers, and come to this website, they go like, I don't want to be regenerating the world's grassland. I don't care about that. Like I have a business. I need to put my food on the table. I need to grow my business. Like these are the types of things that they're thinking about. So there's very little farmers that wake up in the morning and say, oh, I want to be regenerative. So we got to meet them where they are. And so that's really important. And before we talk more about this, I want to show you this video by Brian Tracy, which is an amazing person that has lots of knowledge. So let's listen to this together and then we'll dissect it more. Mhm. Mhm. Yes, so I think this is a really, really important video, and we have to understand this and dissect this really clearly, because I see that most of the regenerative and sustainable businesses, just like a trip to the Canaries, they're selling how the plane works, how safe the plane is. So I see lots of regenerative businesses, they say, yeah, we care about the soil and we're doing it like this, and we will improve it like that. And these is all really important things, but your customers don't care about it. They care about the problems they have and the solutions that you can solve. So the first step that I want you to do, let's see, there's actually another website from someone that asked me to give feedback. And this is same, this is 3LM, it's part of the Savory Network. So what I want you to do first is to understand what your clients actually care about. So if you're targeting farmers, I know that farmers care about their profit, their business, how they can make more money, how they can increase their yields. Like this first page, it goes like, ours is the generation of regeneration. Like farmers don't wake up with this thought because they're struggling with even making ends meet. So we don't have to talk about how beautiful regeneration is and how important all this is. Like it just goes in and out to your clients. So you got to meet them where they are. So finding out what your clients actually care about is really important. So that could be profit, that could be improving the environment, like really finding out what it actually is, not just what you think it is. So this, in order to do that, it's really helpful to interview some of your potential clients and actually find out like what would make them want to work with you, or in general solve some problems, and understanding really what they care about. So then the second point, you got to find out the pain points they have and also point that out. So if for example, again, we're taking this example of the Savory Institute, like if I was them on one of the first pages, or like maybe I have a tagline here about helping farmers to be more profitable with less input, for example. That's where I would start. And again, this is if we're targeting farmers. And then below, I would say, are you struggling with making your ends meet? Are you seeing the costs of your farming go up every year? Do you see that inputs become more expensive? Do you see that nitrogen is getting really expensive? Do you struggle with maintaining your machinery, for example? Because if you're doing regenerative grazing, you don't need much machinery. Do you see the cost of your tractor going up year after year? Like this is all the things that I would point out that are actual pain points that these farmers have in this case. And then we can, so that farmers who come to this website are like, yes, this is me, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that. So really finding out the pain points of your customers is the second key. And then what you can also do, what is really important, or it's like the third key, already just finding out what farmers or what your clients care about, one, and what the pain points are, is already like, this will make your website, your positioning, everything will be way, way better. But then the third really interesting part is also to point out what the future, and this was what Brian Tracy was pointing out, that people think about the future more when they invest in something, is that what will their future look like if they don't work with you, or if they don't, not necessarily work with you, but if they don't solve this problem. And then I would go into like more of like, have you experienced droughts in the past? Have you seen that droughts will become more common in farming? Climate changes here, like point out like all the future problems that are already there, or that will increase if they don't take action to solve the problem that they have. That's another really great one to get people to go like, yes, I want to hear more. I need to find that. I need help with this. So if you can talk their language in what your customers actually care about, now you got them hooked, and they will be interested to have a conversation with you. And then the fourth thing, obviously, is that when you can, if you're new in business, it's maybe harder, but always there's ways to show results. So you're showing like, okay, these are what you care about as a customer. These are the pain points. This is if you don't take action, then this will happen. Obviously, being completely honest and transparent about it is really important, not making things up. And then once you do that, you also show the results. You turn it around. You say, and this is maybe where this picture of like, hey, you see these lifestyle pictures that could come later on the website, where it show, okay, if you implement our systems, you're gonna your grass production is gonna increase. You won't have to buy as much nitrogen. In fact, over time you'll be able to cut off your nitrogen. We can increase the stock rate of your cattle. So then you talk the language of the pasture farmers in terms of like, what are the results that they can get by working with, for example, the Savory Institute. So yeah, this is really the key. And then what's also important and often is missing in these types of website is a strong call to action, like a CTA as they call it, which means like, okay, what's next? If I'm like fully aligned with this, where can I talk to someone? Where's a phone number? Or where could I fill in a form or something? And what I'm seeing on this page, usually that should be on the top. And what all I see is, okay, you could press start, that's cool, and donate. That's like, farmers don't, like, obviously this website is also made for people that want to donate to this cause, which is also a bit confusing in terms of like, okay, are you targeting farmers here, which is the key to the regenerative transition, or do you just want to collect more money to help farmers, which is fine, but it has to be either or there has to be two different websites. And so then, like, I'm always looking for like, where is the actual call to action? Like, this is all cool, this is super interesting, but nowhere there's like, book a meeting with a specialist should be here. Book a meeting with someone that can help you here. Okay, I can learn more about holistic management. But again, as a farmer, I don't care about holistic management. I don't even know what that means in many cases. So also that's what happens in this regenerative sustainable space, that people use a lot of these buzzwords that do have a meaning and are important, but nobody really knows what they are until they are working with you. So you gotta change your language in terms of what can people actually understand. So if you could talk more about the results and then have a strong call to action, I'll show you quickly my website. This is for landscape architecture and gardening. We obviously still have a way to go to improve it too, but at least here I have a book a call today, and I click on here, you get to my Calendly. And yeah, that's how you can find out more about the work that I do. So having that call to action is really important. So just to summarize it, first of all, you understand what your clients actually care about. Then you find the pain points that they have. So the actual pain points, what is like not working. Then you also point out the future pain points. If they don't take action, if they don't solve these problems, how much it could get worse, or what else is there. And that's number 3. And number 4 is, I'm just looking at my notes here. Number 4 is you then show the results. You show like, okay, if you work with us, this is what can happen. You can reduce costs, you'll make more money, you can, whatever it is that your customers also actually care about. Like, there's no point to talking about a farmer. Maybe this is a nice extra bonus that they will like over time, but there's no point to talking to farmers and say like, oh, when you do regenerative grazing with us, you're going to contribute to the ecology, you'll have more bees and butterflies and all that. It's important, yes, and that's our end goal, to do this, but farmers don't care about this. They care about their profits and all these things, which I'm not saying maybe in the weekend that they will care about birds and butterflies, but when you're talking to them, they are farmers, and so we have to talk farm language. So that's number 4, show your results. And then 5 is have a strong call to action, where people are like, oh, I love all this, what's next? Book a call with me, or whatever it is. So yeah, I hope this video is very helpful for you. Love to hear your feedback. And also, if you would like to find out more, or you are struggling still with your sales or other aspects of growing your regenerative business, you can also book a call with me. So you just go to my profile on LinkedIn under my name, And here you can book an appointment. That's a strong call to action. So if you want to find out more, you can book a meeting here. Just pick a time, whatever works for you. So yeah, thank you very much for listening and have a beautiful day. Bye.